Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. This is the 6th episode of Hack Galore, where I talk about recent unusual unboxes and just things within trading I think you guys would like to know. This week has been pretty crazy, not quite as crazy as last week, but definitely some really notable unusuals. One of the first ones and probably most expensive ones of the week was the Scorching Mercs Mohawk, originally brought into the game through the Love and War update and initially only equipable on the Engineer and Heavy, though within the last week there was an update allowing it to be equipped on all classes, which was contributed by the creator of the item, the Heartsman, and I thought this was the first time an update like this has happened, to an unusual at least, though I've been told that the Private Eye also had an update similar to this, though not obviously equipable on all classes. Originally the Private Eye was for the Spy, and then on June the 9th 2011 it was updated to be equipped by the Demoman, and 2 days or 3 days later it was able to be equipped by the Medic as well. So it's not the first time they've done this, and personally I would love it if they did this for the No Mercy, if the creator of that is still active. Imagine that, like an update for that to be all class, you know, some years later. But this Scorching Mercs Mohawk ended up selling for 75 buds and unusuals, which is a pretty hefty amount. I thought the guy would hold on to it for a bit longer, try and get, you know, maybe some more out of it, but I guess it was a wise decision to try and sell it during its hype. And who knows, maybe these things will be more popular in the future as more get unboxed. The second ever Sunbeams Executioner was unboxed by Fake Jugs, and it's definitely a hat that can go for a lot. I didn't realise quite how much until I looked at backpack.tf, and it shows the last couple of recent sales, and it was priced at around 84 buds, so that's probably the most expensive unbox of the week if we are using that price, and a big congrats to you Fake Jugs for getting that. It's definitely a cool hat. The very first Sunbeams Pampered Pyro was unboxed, and it was sold for 3 buds pure and a beam Snapper's Respite, which is another hat for the Pyro, but it's always interesting to see just like what people are willing to give for these one-of-one hats when they first come out, even if it's not necessarily a better looking hat than, you know, some other Pyro ones. Third Burning Flames Human Cannonball was unboxed. Now this is a all-class hat that's been in the game for quite a while, and the higher tier ones do tend to fetch quite a bit more than some of the lower tier ones, just like a pretty significant difference in comparison to other hats. And the guy wants 35 buds pure, which is a fairly realistic buyout compared to what the other ones have sold for in the past, and obviously this is the cleanest history one in the game, so a big congrats to you Hayden for unboxing it. And I do have to say it is quite amusing to see such a high tier hat in untradeable form. Apparently he has to wait till the 3rd of August to be able to trade it. The first Green Energy Mercs Mohawk was unboxed, and sadly it did sell slightly before the all class update, which obviously would have raised the price a lot more. So it's kind of a shame, and I feel kind of bad for those guys that did unbox the Merc Mohawks in unusual form before the update, but I guess we live and learn, and maybe it is just worth holding on to hats when you first get them just for that tiny bit longer, unless it is crucial you sell it during this sort of hype period that some new hats do carry. A Purple Energy Mercs Mohawk was also unboxed, and it was sold for a Disco Beatdown Stalhelm for the Medic, as well as 5 buds. Now I know full well that the person that's selling this on Outpost now is going to get a lot more than that, and as I said, it is a shame that these guys didn't have it long enough for it to turn into an all-class misc, but definitely a very nice unbox, and congrats to you for getting it. I have to say I was pretty hyped to hear that my friend Fire unboxed the first Purple Energy Sweet Ninja Hood. It's the highest tier first gen effect on the hat that exists in the game at the moment, and he ended up getting 20 buds pure within a few days of unboxing it, so a huge congrats to you Fire. And just a little additional information, Valve actually patched the hat so that you can't wear it with the Bonk Boy, which I think is a damn shame because it does go really well with it. And I was actually, funnily enough, going to get a Sunbeams Bonk Boy to go with my Ninja Hood and Saudi Shinobi, but I guess I was lucky enough not to pick one up before the update, and like I said, I'm just not too sure why they updated it, you know, to be non-equipable with the Bonk Boy, but I guess it's just one of those things, and I'll have to hope that a Sunbeams Ninja Hood gets unboxed. Also this week I bumped into someone on my trading server, and he told me he unboxed the second Scorching Cadavers Cranium, which is pretty much a Halloween themed hat for the Heavy, just sort of Frankenstein sort of sewed on headpiece for him, and it does look pretty good I'd say, and I'm kind of surprised that it's only asking for a 5 bud buyout, though that is what the last one went for, or around that. Perhaps it'd have more hype around Halloween. I'm not too sure like how Halloween unusuals do around that time. I've not really paid much attention to them, and to be fair I've only been trading for like a year and a half, so I've only witnessed sort of one Halloween event where I was actively trading, but I guess I'll find out next Halloween, and who knows, maybe we'll even be greeted with some new unusual effects as well. There was also a Scorching Hot Dog unboxed, which isn't a great looking hat, as I'm sure we can all agree, but still first in effect, pretty high tier, and it's going to be going for a good 5 buds or so. KB unboxed another one-of-one burning hat, including the burning Katusha for the heavy. I thought this was like a rugby scrum hat, but apparently the Katusha is a hat for the Russian sort of military to keep their heads warm, like quite a while back in history. But KB is also the person that unboxed the very first and still one-of-one burning Mask of the Shaman, which sold for something above 100. I think it's been sold again for something, you know, more than 100 buds, so she's been pretty lucky unboxing, and a big congrats to you for getting that. To end the hat galore with a bang, there was one more unbox I wanted to talk about, and that was the Scorching hat with no name. Now, I've never really understood the fascination about this hat or why it's so high tier, but this hat in particular is worth around 45 buds. The guy's asking for 46. It's pretty much a cowboy hat, just, you know, your typical western styled hat, and this hat was originally made for the demo man as well as the soldier, but Valve only implemented it in the game for the soldier, so I found that pretty interesting. And if anyone could explain to me in the comments, like, maybe a few reasons why this hat is so, like, sought after, I'd be interested to know. But other than that, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll leave some hats on screen now just with their titles and effects, so you can know some of the other like decent unboxes that didn't quite make the cut. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this hat galore once again. Trying to make these videos better as I go along, and at some point hopefully I will invest some time into Source Filmmaker, and perhaps we can have some actual animations to sort of showcase the hat. That'll probably be quite a few episodes from now though, where I finally implement that. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Please do leave a like if you want to support these videos and help me grow them out, and I will see you next time. Bye!